everybody. Yeah, so Sunday, I'm happy to make you smile, guys. So next interesting thing is you will be having, suppose some of you are learned Kubernetes and say, Venkatesh, hey, I want to know really in real production, tell me where all we are facing day-to-day challenges, what kind of issues we are facing day-to-day challenges. Tell me in enterprise, if I work with a company like Bosch, I work with a company Google, I work with a company Microsoft. Tell me what exactly, tell me in terms of a DevOps engineer or a cloud engineer in real production, what is he troubleshooting? So that is very important for a coder, right? So in respect to that, I'm talking about in the enterprise continuous integration, continuous deployment, Jenkins build failure will happen. First, the basic issues we will face is a developer will commit a code, the GitHub will come, then from the GitHub, Jenkins will take this code and then it will build and test, and the build will fail. And the build dependency also will fail. Then what will happen? The pipeline will stop. So it will block all the deployment. Then the new package version mismatch will happen. This is the first failure, is Jenkins build failure due to dependencies. This is what production engineers daily faces in the real world. Second problem that we face is Argo CD draft. That generally what happens, your Git will have desired state and your Argo CD has to update the Kubernetes actual state. Actual state means what? Let's say one replica should run. In your desired state is 2. So then there is a pod still running with the older version, right? So production is not allied with your Git. Unexpected behavior in live system will happen. It means Argo CD, this is something that they use with Git Argo CD, which connects to Jenkins pipeline in production. We face this issue. So this two advantage we know, everybody will talk about this only in production. These two issues only we are facing in real production. We know this, you will say. But the real production issue is now I'm going to talk about. This is the craziest one. This is a very important thing. Maybe how many of you have known this development issues they have faced this is deployment issues. Okay, build issue is different. Remember this. The main issue is build issues, but real production is deployment issues. Generally, what happens, the user is coming, I deployed it to a live server. Let's take a Flipkart, anybody. They have deployed recently one new feature, let's say mobile, car booking, let's say. And what happened is they released 2 versions. V1 is stable, V2 is a new version, and V2 version is failing. So then users are loaded to V2 version. What will happen? All the users will not be able to buy anything, right? Then what? The crash will happen in real world. Some customers will face downtime. Immediately, we need to roll out to the stable version. And this immediate rollout also should happen very faster. We cannot say we'll roll out to previous version by after 1 hour or 2 hours. We have to roll out in by 5 minutes or 2 minutes so that we don't make a lot of damage in the real production, right? To do this thing this is the main, that is the deployment failing. Okay, deployment failing is the main customers facing downtime, and this is the main real-time production issues. Fourth one issue is sometimes GitHub action secret leak will happen. That in a GitHub, your action workflow will have the Kubernetes deployment. Your secrets will be kept in plain text log and they'll expose it. And the developer misconfigured that secrets and the log contains API keys and security breach will happen. This we have faced so many times that the secret leaks in the plain text with log exposing. Okay. The main thing is, this is the main thing, because in the production, the users will come to load balancer. There are 2 types of deployment which is running. One is old version, one is new version. And the new version, your fail happening. Then the load balancer not routing properly. New version is not healthy. Then automatically partial downtime happening. This is a real production glitch. Correct? This real production glitch, when you are working, try to learn this scenarios, because that scenarios happens. Not only that scenarios, I'll show you one simple example. Real production. You're going to take up amazing experience today because you have seen a smiling face today, guys. Because let's take Flipkart Big Billion Day. Okay. In the Flipkart Big Billion Day, users will come millions. Correct? When millions of users come, so what we do here is that the load balancer will load to web server. From the web server, it will go to API server. From that API server, it will go to database. Let's say database is write happening heavily or reading happening problem. Then DB is not able to scale, writing fast enough. Then payment API timeout is happening. Site is crashing or hanging, or maybe payment failures are happening. This all happens in the high traffic spike in the real world, because the bottleneck is write heavy happening, locking happening because of DB, or scaling issues, or payment gateway latency is happening, or external API failures are happening. This is a production. One more example, maybe you would have come across this one, SBI Bank downtime. That if you work with ATM or mobile banking, they'll do load balancer. And this load balancer plus API gateway will go to their application servers. You know, banks use still legacy applications. They are using monolithic. So monolithic always fails. So they use transaction database, payment switch. Even now you go and check ATM machines. ATM machines also work with legacy core banking systems. They also fail because their core banking legacy monolithic application is overloaded. Traffic is more, right? So batch jobbing, locking it. So this problems are real world. Not only this, for example, you would have come across this problem. Let's say in IRCTC, there is 5 million users coming at 10 a.m. Okay, the web server will come, and there's a booking engine. There's a DB, available DB. People are trying to read DB. DB is not responding, or people are trying to go to payment gateway. Payment gateway failures happens. So, or sometimes what happens, payment happens and you don't get ticket also. So what is the failure here? The main failure is DB or external API, or the infrastructure load balancer could not auto scale, or the frustration always happens to customer, and concurrency locking issues also happens. The failure is too many requests coming, and locking on the seat allocations. The payment retries is very important. See, IRCTC can do a payment retry. If they do payment retry, if the first failure happens, you can happen second time, but they don't do that. But they do a no retry, but you can try one time, and then that's the booking failed. So this is all production issues. In the production issues, with respect to these issues, they are both similar, because this is DevOps related issue. This is related to your cloud, enterprise cloud. So enterprise cloud, which you are getting issues, are related to same thing. These all issues are not only related to, listen carefully, Flipkart sale failure. High traffic is coming. Okay, high traffic is coming. User traffic is so much. It will come to ingress controller. Okay, and there is a service and pod. The ingress will have rate limiting, but that rate limiting was misconfigured. The pod will do a crash loop back. So the Kubernetes issue is what? There's a misconfigured horizontal pod autoscaler. Pod is not able to scale. Then because also one more issue will be resource limitation will be there. Resource limit is too low and pod is killed. Due to this reason, we are not able to scale. How do you handle this situations? So if you come across this kind of production scenarios, example one more is this one. Suppose SBI Bank is there, downtime. User is logging in. It is going to API gateway. From API gateway, it's connecting to service. It goes to pod. The pod of core bank. The pod is not able to connect to the DB. Due to that reason, you observed all of you. It will not fetch you the data of your transactions. Sometimes there is a stateful set crash happens. Right, app fails, DB connection. Sometimes stateful DB pods in the crash loop backup downtime happens. Right, this is the real productions, because even if you work with IRCTC booking failure, the user will talk to ingress will talk to service, then they'll talk to booking pod, and the service load balancer issue is there, because in IRCTC sometimes it will route it to unhealthy pods. If it is routed to unhealthy pods, the service do not remove unhealthy pods because they misconfigure that, and they have to check the liveness of the pods, how it is, whether that pod is unhealthy or what is happening to that pod. This is a real production issues which you are seeing a real traffic in the real